Hello, teacher and classmate. In this opportunity, I'm going to explain you three teaching methods that I consider that are the most important in all the teaching methods that we had learned during this quarter in the methodology class. I want to start with Suggestopedia because I consider that Suggestopedia is one of the most important teaching method because it's based in the understanding of the brain and supports the theory that says that the brain is divided in two hemispheres, the left brain and the right brain. The left brain have the following function: the analytic thoughts, the logic, language, reasoning, science and math, writing, number skills, and right hand control. The right brain has the function of art, creativity, imagination, intuition, holistic thoughts, music, 3D forms, and left hands control. And I like this theory because I consider that I had the left brain more developed than the right brain. And this theory said that the humans have the ability to develop one side more than the other. So that's why I consider this important, because we as a future teachers, we need to have we need to take that in consideration, because we're going to have students that has the left brain more developed than the right one, or the right side more developed than the left brain, and we have to choose an appropriate technique, appropriate strategies that help students to show all the potential that they have. So that's why I really like this theory, because it's important and has has a lot of sense. The other teaching method that I consider very important is the total physical response, because it's the coordination of the movement linked with the language activity or with the communication. That's why I really like this method, because I think that the students can learn more when they have fun. So I always or usually use this method with my students, my preschooler students, because they are little kids and they always want to have fun. So, and the ways that I apply this total physical response is, and when my students make gesture in class, when they act, when we have role plays, when we sing the songs, when we make dramatizations, and all of those activities. We always going to have in our classroom this kind of students that they don't want to dance, they are shy, and they don't want to sing the song, but we need to involve them in this process. So I really like this method, because I am consider myself a body kinesthetic teachers. So I always want to and sing the song, but not only sing the song. I want to mimic the song and dance the songs, and my student feels motivated in these activities. The community language learning is the other teaching method that I consider that is very important when we are teachers or when we teaching, because the community language learning is the relationship that the teacher have to create with their students, and this relationship is very important, because we as a teacher, we have the roles to be the counselor, the facilitator, not only the person who teach something. No, we have to know our students. We have to involve in their life and try to make them feel comfortable with us. So that's why I consider that community language learning is very important, and it's also the relation that we create between our students, and when they work in group, when the environment that they have in the classroom is very important. And all of those factors, the teacher is the person in charge of develop the good environment in the classroom, to have a good relationship with students, also with the parents. And in that way, when we work in that way, we're going to have more learning in the classroom, the student going to appreciate more our work and everything. So that's why I choose this community language, and I recommend you to apply this in your classroom, because work a lot, and the student also they feel more comfortable when they work in that way. In my personal opinion, there isn't a better method than others. All the method has their own advantage and disadvantage. The teacher have to mix them. They need to mix the grammar method with the language method, the community language with the grammar method, and so on. Okay, also the teacher need to know their students. They need to know their interests, their age, all the factors that influence in the learning process. When they have this information, then they will be able to select the appropriate method for their learners. So, and in my opinion, and we need to mix them, and we need to try to make or work with love, because when we work with love, then the difference is big. So we need to try to involve our students in the learning process, include the parents too in this process, and try to have an excellent environment with them, create the wonderful learning that they need. And that's all. Thank you so much for your attention, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend.